Hello, hello. Sorry about the scenes. I thought I should start on stream starting, but it was starting on stream post. Anyway, hello guys. Welcome to Spa again. As I'm loading the track here for maybe one lap of practice. And in hopes that my sound is fine. Alright, here we go again to the exposure problems of Spa, which sometimes causes a bit of flashing. But it's good now. Right. We have maybe... Wait, is my... Ah, it's fine. The audio... Yeah, I can see it's fine. We have maybe Michi coming, but maybe not. Let's see. He sounds like he will join us well. We will have some fast cars and fast drivers today in the server. Michi registered, nice. Yeah, either way. Forgot to put my socks on and to refill the bottle of water, so a couple of minutes of delay with the start, but anyway, the setup is fine. FAB is on. Somebody asking how do we get temperature into the tires when it's cold? Well, you don't. Although the soft tires are actually quite good at that anyway. Let's just quickly pop out chat so I can see what you guys are writing. So yeah, indeed, yeah, Joao, this is a remastered run from yesterday, yes. It was kind of masterful yesterday already, the pace was there, but, well, everything else was not. You will see, if I forget to manage the battery, I have put massive flashing, so like this and this part of the steering wheel will flash bright red at me if I'm over 90% or 92% or so. So I should never forget again. No, it's not flashing, it's at 85 I put it like mild red, and then at 92% I think I put it very bright red. But then I thought the flashing is a bit overkill. And if I fail again, then I will make it flash. And Alex, yes, well, from the COVID, from the terrible night from Tuesday to Wednesday where I had a lot of fever, like when that fever was gone on Wednesday already, after that nothing changed really. I just like slightly clogged nose that will hopefully open up like it did mid-racing yesterday. And just overall energy level is a bit low, but well, I had a nice 1.5 hour nap midday, so I feel okay. The battery thing was, yeah, potentially. I'll just practice the pit entry.
Hello.
Oh, Michi, hello.
Hello. So I'm doing the unthinkable and get to this race cold.
Well, better than doing ACC, right?
For the moment, yes. Ask me again in 2 hours.
I thought I should maybe at least think of that ACC and Mercedes competition as well. But then it's ACC. And it's Mercedes, so...
Yep, it's the same here. Like
big understeer boat, and you have no idea what it's gonna do, and you have no idea why it's fast or why it's not fast, so I just skip.
that's fine. I guess it's kind of the same here to an extent.
Like if I did it just for the content, then most of the content would just be like psychological deterioration of a sim racer.
I hear ya.
I guess this one. Join event.
Be right back.
Ah, GTs. Yeah, I saw a lot of people are doing GTs. I hope the grid is slightly more experienced overall than yesterday, because, well, yesterday it was a bit of carnage with GTEs. I lost so much time trying to avoid collisions or going around the outside of Eau Rouge because they parked the car on the inside and so on. Hi Marius, what's that on my hand? So I have like a wristband because I figured out that it helps a lot with the wrist pain that I sometimes have if I drive too much. Yes, getting old. Should maybe get used to low fuel. Oh, this is slightly different setup than yesterday, I think. I did a run slightly older one yesterday, but it should feel the same. Hi Marcus, what's the best grip preset in LMU? Well, yeah, saturated. It's not really hard to say it's a grip preset. Like the real road being saturated just means that they have let AI do many laps, and then like there is one kind of narrow rubber line, I think. That's how it normally is. But overall the grip is also very, very dependent on the track temperature. So then if you want maximum performance, yeah, take saturated, and then probably around, I don't know, around 25, 30 Celsius track temp. Just need to be hot enough for the tires to not be overheating, but already in the perfect grip window. Alex, I wish it worked like that. Problem is that the front axle, or like the front outside tire, like let's say here, it's fully loaded and I'm already trying to demand everything from it. So then if I demand even more like acceleration and stuff like that, then it will just turn less, you know. Like what's it called? Sum of vectors, and then one vector is from the lateral grip as the tire is trying to pull the car into the corner, and the other vector is the acceleration that wants to go through the tire, and then you have a sum of those two vectors which cannot exceed the actual grip. There are those front differential settings that can be adjusted, and maybe they would have some effect on this car that could be felt at Spa, as there are corners above 190 kph which still have latcher load, but I've never really looked at it. Elton, yes. Well, I decided I'll have a little bit of a go at it and try to do a setup. And at Spa it feels really nice. Hi Lauro, how can you stop LMU from crashing? Yeah, great question. Well, I used to have like 2 to 3 crashes per stream. Luckily, never during a race or during a quali. So what I would say is verify integrity of game files in the Steam. If that doesn't work, then disable plugins. There was some important notice about what was it that not Nvidia but some aftermarket tool or like some program which you could use. Was it Riva Tuner or something like that? To have external frame rate cap, and if you use that, then it crashed the game a lot. Was it Afterburner? Maybe it was Afterburner. But no, I think it was also that Riva Tune something. Or maybe it was both. I don't really remember. I think a lot of people had big issue with it on the launch day of the game. And then they discovered it was that program. But well, early access still, and there are still many known and unknown causes of crashes, and it's still being patched. Riva to okay. Then it was something else. I thought it. I don't know. I forgot all the names of the programs and softwares. We need to move brake bias a bit to front. What GPU do you have? I have RTX 3080. Which is a bit of an overkill for my 12,600K. And supposedly being CPU limited with FPS quite often. Actually today I turned off G-Sync and I just uncapped the frame rate, so I have, well, at the moment it's 200 plus FPS. Because supposedly this overlay that I have installed yesterday or 2 days ago, the tiny pedal overlay, well, overlays just don't work with G-Sync supposedly. So I want to use it, and yeah, the G-Sync or like that stuff was limiting my frame rate, and then it wasn't working anyway, so I just uncapped it, and it's kind of smooth now, more than yesterday. Well, Victor, some people say that G-Sync is butter smooth and so on, and I've had good experience with it. But yeah, I will think of limiting FPS.
So let's hope the magic clicks I did on the car are helping.
Yes. Well, good luck.
Good luck to you as well.
You. Alex.
Oh shit.
Oh, we have that flashing, right?
Yeah.
Ah, that's hard to watch.
But it should disappear now.
It did. 10,400 F. That's probably good enough for like a normal size monitor and 60 FPS. But it's, yeah, for sure on the weaker side. Quite dark track now. Oh, we went to AMD, Marius.
Having huge frame drops today.
Yeah, I was just talking about removing G-Sync for this race. 140 FPS at the moment.
Yeah, something is odd. I can't actually explain what it is.
Not anything especially for me, to be honest. Just slightly unsmooth or maybe stuttery now and then, but it's fine.
So I was 7/10 behind the Porsche, but I did 3:15 at the top of Camel. Not sure how much draft I had.
7/10 is not much. Yeah, about AMD CPUs. Yeah, I was thinking of upgrading to, well, 13 or 14 gen Intel, but then I heard about all the CPU burning itself problems. So now I don't know, I'm just sticking with what I have, which is kind of good enough anyway. So let's see how fast we can go today. Yesterday I did 59.7, I think. First lap is gonna be a bit slower again, because the tires are taking their time. The chat just takes so long to disappear. It's so annoying. It's still on. I don't know. Joao, they're patching a this month copy. Well, I heard there were patches which just made the CPU slower. But if they patch them and they still keep the performance, then maybe I just upgrade. But I've never had AMD CPU precisely because of some GPU or CPU driver issues, I don't know. Or was it just GPUs? I think in RF2 there used to be some driver issues which AMD couldn't fix. Or maybe Studio couldn't fix what AMD had broken or whatever. So it was always better to have Intel or Nvidia or that combination. But I've just like read that in some chats. I never really fully understood what's going on. The first lap will be a 0.9 already, nice. Too much curb. Struggling for grip a bit. And here it was too much grip. Maybe that setup from yesterday was slightly easier, I don't know. Like I had two race setups and I have assigned one, and then I don't really know what did I use yesterday. I just played a bit with rear ride height, and then one had a lot of rear ride height, and I think a bit softer springs, or third spring on the rear, and the other was a bit lower down but with stiffer spring. But in the end the results are kind of the same. So I should have fuel for one more ride. Need to make sure there is no GTEs ahead. Well, there is one 10 seconds ahead. let out through a yellow flag. Sim racing things feels good. Yeah, Marius, I kind of have same problems, but it depends on the conditions and on the circuit and amount of cars on track. Like the start of the session where everybody's queuing for pit exit is usually bad, especially at Le Mans. He's on a lap. Not anymore. Or still is. Ah, that was a bit unfortunate. Not really gaining as much as I would hope for. Terrible chicane. Ah, anyway. Had a bit of a rear lockup. What did they have brake bias wise? Well, nothing else to do than just to go out again. Mitch is close. Sander in P3 as well. Gonna be a nice BOP test. Peugeot versus Toyota versus Porsche. Now let's see how terrible the traffic is going to get. A 38 car grid, and then if you're like in the middle of a pack and you have full rear view mirror, and if you have a lot of cars visible enabled, like I think I have 12 cars max visible. That is of huge importance to have it lower. And then I think there is also a setting for how many cars or lights. I think it's for lights, how many headlights you can see in the rear view mirrors or something. And even how far it renders. That's some esports stuff we always did set up in RF2 days, which probably still works the same in LMU. But usually all that work was maybe for just like 5% more FPS. It was always fun in RF2 and LMU, like you can change the settings a lot and most of them will not really affect FPS much. Apart from the shadows and special effects and post-processing. David, indeed, yeah, the weather forecast didn't work. I'm having it still on to double check if there is some difference today. Daniel, I'm using... What am I using at all? Around 5, I think? I set it up for the dry, to be honest, but I did have rain in mind, so the suspension is still rather soft. I think I have either 5 or 6. It's bottoming a lot. It's unlucky. Well, then he moves over. Or maybe him seeing me in the rearview mirror made him made the mistake and then he just abandoned the lap. And it's difficult because it's so many cars on the grid. Many GTEs randomly scattered around and then it's just impossible to have a clean lap. So I'm pretty happy that the first run was enough for P1, although it's not fast. It was done on the first timed lap on the tires. So if one of the guys gets a clean run now, they can easily take away the pole. You always say 22 series. Well, let's see what it says today. It did change when it realized it was raining. So the rain appeared. Anyway, there is a GT 9 seconds ahead, but maybe it stops. I'm just slightly short to get another lap, like by 1 second, I think. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, no. I don't know. Now that's gonna be red track limit, which means that then also the next lap would be invalidated. Either way, I would be blocked by that GT. I need to remember to move the brake bias a bit forward. Yeah, I will just practice the pit entry. Yeah, I started the lap with like minute 58 or so I would need to make a PB to be able to do then another lap, so doesn't matter. Still P1. The actual slot work, not the futures. I will have a look at it during the race again, and then if it doesn't work, I just hide it. Alright. Omichi improved by... always so close. It's always in milliseconds.
I threw away 1.5 tenths in Fangers.
It's quite stuttery. Yeah, my best lap was actually the first lap at the start on cold tire. After that it went all wrong.
I can relate. Like, I did... Oh, man. I chickened into the bus stop because I knew I had a good lap. And then out of bus stop I saw like, Jesus, it's gonna be a few thousands.
And it was.
And it was.
The Ferraris look fast. The guy did the lap on medium. Or maybe he changed the tire now, like the P4 guy.
Yeah, Mark is quick. Remember, he's the one that missed out on the GTE race once. I had another GTE race
not Mark,
against him.
but Luca, P4.
Ah, Luca. Oh.
Good lap time for mediums, huh?
Yes. But if you do 6 consecutive laps on them, they can do that.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Ah, Sander.
See.
Well. Let's go hunt him.
Oh yes, it's going to be a fun race.
I can change LMU HUD position now since the stream doesn't really need it. Yeah, so I don't know how, like, it can only change between normal, semi-wide and full wide. And if I put it semi-wide or full wide, then it will disappear behind me. And well then, yeah, I will look at it. Then I can just recapture it and plot it onto the stream. Is there anything else I wanted to do? I guess I can quickly check the wing. It's 4. Maybe I'll put it to 5. And then we move tires to wet. Yeah, like, it would be so good if I could move this stuff and just, like, drag it around wherever I wanted. And also the delta, like, I would have put it in the middle. Or like here at the bottom, so it's, like, centered. Wait, I overfueled with energy yesterday. If I do 23 now, then in the end it's gonna be... So I can put it in for like 21. That's an overkill. Anyway, here we go. Attempt number 2. Chicane is terrible for this starting procedure. Oh no, people behind crashing already. Michi diving already for P1. But I'm P1. Okay, well. Funny start. It's uncomfortable, but maybe still flat out. I just lifted a bit. Now I have Michi in the slipstream, but he's far enough, I think, with brake bias. Ooh, oh no.
Oof.
Pain. For them.
I wonder who died there. Probably the both Ferraris.
I saw 2 Porsches.
The guys were wrecking on the green already.
Yeah, I was watching them more than turn 1.
Yeah. Sender is on the medium, by the way.
Ooh, okay. Well, thank you for the dive on Sander, so I could take P1.
Welcome. I thought I'm gonna die, but you broke so early.
Okay, so things are stable. Yeah, let's see how the rain behaves today. I forgot to check how much I overfueled, but Joao, I mean, I put 14 liters too much. Yeah, I didn't really know what the race distance is going to be and so on. But indeed, the weather forecast is not working. So for the future, I will remove it. But I'm going straight into the fuel conservation now, to be able to do 23 instead of 22, in case the weather is exactly the same as yesterday. Again, it seems to be... It doesn't seem to be 100% sure that it's gonna rain. Maybe it's 75. Because yesterday it stopped raining in the end. So I need to be prepared in case it actually stops raining and there is just a short shower in the middle of the race. It will rain, but I don't think it's 100% guarantee. It's probably 75% chance for a drizzle mid-race and then 75% for rain in the third quarter and another 75 for the rain in the end. So what was the usage? 4.3? I am right on the target. Yesterday it started to rain with 55-56 minutes-ish to go. I wonder why Kalash took the mediums. Soft seems in the perfect temperature window now. And with the probably imminent rain, it's just better to have more grip at the start. Maybe that costed him the lead. Well, maybe historically there has been just more rain in Spa on Sundays, I don't know. I think yesterday I was doing low 0.01s at the start. Maybe I think PB was 1.2. 3/10 of that now with the fuel saving, but I guess not sure if that's worth it. It's just worth it because it gives extra room for the strategy when it starts to rain. Oh, that curb is good. Maybe not. That was a cut. Okay. I mean, it was a cut, but I thought it would stay green. It's too wide. It's difficult to lift and coast and then nail the braking for sure. Because when you normally brake, you just full press the brake pedal and then release it. But if you lift and coast, you never are able to like fully press it because you're already with less downforce once you apply the brakes. And then it's hard to gain that muscle memory to know how much you can press it. And then sometimes you just press too little and miss the apex completely. Anyway, fuel saving is on target, so that's good. VEC track limits, oh no. Yeah, Michi behind in the Toyota. Keep carrying too little speed through Puchon. Need to use more of the curb on the outside. But this car is nice. I need to say about it more and more because it really handles so beautifully. I tried some Lamborghini before. I didn't make it single time through Rouge. Regardless of what I did in the setup, when I actually started my timed laps, the rear just killed me.
I think Scala's medium are now gripping.
Potentially. Yeah, with the Lambo, like I turned in and right in the compression the rear just said nope, and I just couldn't fix it. But other than that, the Lambo is a nice car. It just struggles when there is huge forces on the suspension. Oh, poor Ferrari. High-low wreck. Yeah, no, I don't know what exactly it is about it. I checked telemetry and apparently the suspension compresses like crazy, even when I put crazy packers, like even with very high packers, which then give you like way too high ride height on the straight. It still compresses so much that it just loses it. And then anyway, if you're trying to load the car and turn in when you are fully on the packers, it usually means that it's gonna be barely drivable.
Oh, that guy is on a keyboard.
Is he?
Yeah, the way he's steering.
Okay. Well, here we go with the GTE jungle. Well, Jeroen, I had to do it. I cannot just mess up and not try again. Yeah, exactly, Lorek. And I really don't know what is
my
needed.
rotation out of turn 1 for the sakes of it.
Toyota things?
Probably.
Is this a nicely timed GTE? Nah, he's letting Michi through. Yeah, with the Lambo, I think for this track it was just... I don't know, like you would just need to use a lot stiffer corner springs maybe? Or just a lot higher ride heights, but usually the ride heights don't really count that much in high speed, because the car is fully compressed anyway. I don't know. There felt to be more gap on the left, so I went left. This is the top 10 GTEs. Would need triple monitors. I thought he was taking tight apex. Michi going for the gap. The gap was given. Oh yeah, the rain is coming. Can I outbrake this Corvette? I have to. Perfect. Bye, Michi. Oh, he's got him around the outside, okay. Then not bye. But rain should probably then come within 15 to 25 minutes.
How hard are you raging of the traffic?
I'm saving the hard raging for later.
Copy.
Tough luck, Luca. Killed twice is painful. Ah, Luca, you were with the Ferrari. I thought you had great pace there. You were on mediums in quali, right? Yeah, as Joao asked. I keep missing turn 1 apex, but I think it's a kind of a quicker line. Maybe I missed it too much now. No, Kalash is increasing the pressure on Michi now. 1.3. I mean, it is kind of a high energy track for the tires. Many corners where you just have to lean on the tires. Ah, that's very wide. It's very wide again.
By the way, I forgot something when speaking about Callas.
Yeah.
He's probably the only guy able to get the medium to work in the first place.
Maybe. That was some very nice traffic. Finally some luck with the traffic, like 3 cars, but I gained so much time compared to P2, P3. Ah, you qualified on soft. Yeah, I never know if the graphic in LMU shows the tire of the hot lap or the tire the car is currently on. Marius, what pedals do you have? It's Huizinfeld Sprint. Well, the softs are still in good temperatures, so I don't know. As long as they give a bit of advantage in lap 1 and you can make 1 or 2 positions and then just hold them. And then rain comes anyway. I think it's a good compound, but yeah, would need to test them with the Peugeot. And yeah, I'm saving fuel to do 1 more lap than yesterday. Because yesterday I figured out too late and then I couldn't save enough. Same lap time on softs and mediums, that makes sense. But again, it depends on the temperatures. So for now, yeah, 19 Celsius track. I guess 20 Celsius is kind of a threshold. Marius, that's SimiCube 2 Pro. And here we have the rain. Enjoy the softs while they last.
Yeah.
That's 15 minutes earlier than yesterday. So probably it's gonna be full tank. But let's see. It could just be short, light shower and then it disappears. So I need to keep fuel saving. Yeah, the forecast for the mid of the race is just drizzle, so I don't think it's ever gonna be wet enough to box now, despite it coming a lot earlier. Nice double upshift. That was not wheel problem, that was my muscle not doing what the brain ordered, but the grip is still there. It's just droplets of rain now. And then on full tank, in the wet, I can do like 25, 26, I think. Which means that... What lap are we now in? 11. Would need to keep going a bit longer. But I think... I don't think it will even get wet enough. Like, it's still... The delta is still green. This is not really a rain. This is just enough rain to play some psychological tricks with the brain. So then you go a bit slower, but you shouldn't really be going slower.
It's very hard to feel that limit now.
And probably those are the outcomes of the tricks. Hard to feel the limit, but it's the same. Look, that forecast is wrong, but I trust the server forecast from before. But again, I don't know if it's 100% rain chance in the server settings or 75 or so. In LMVS, one time we had 90% at a spa race. And we got randomly selected for the 10% of dry, so the rain never came. Psychological warfare, yes. Well, let's see, Marius. Oh, Daniela for sure. But still worth testing, right? Like if it's a publicly available data which the plugin exports anyway, then it's not cheating, then it's just reading what the plugin has to offer. Like same for the tire compounds. Like this AA, BB, AA, so this is soft, soft, medium, medium. Normally you couldn't see that from the stock LMU HUD. But it's just like you install any HUD plugin or overlay like Tiny Pedal or SimHub or whatever, and you will be able to see the tires. But hard to call it cheating again. And yeah, indeed, yeah, now I guess this is stopping to be psychological warfare, but it's actually grip loss. I don't think I was actually 8/10 slower this lap. Three tenths just in the chicane. As the grip deteriorates, I have to move brake bias to the rear. Ooh. No. Okay. All good. Now Sander is coming. And nothing I can do about that overspeed.
What did you do?
GTE spun ahead of me and I had to avoid. No damage, luckily.
Oof. So we both have the content for a Rouge.
That was a painful moment, but I saw more pain when that GTE started rolling backwards. I thought that would have been a contact, but luckily I survived. You saw content, Daniele, nice. I'm here to produce content, but maybe not that kind of content. At least not too often. Oh,
Enjoy the draft.
sorry. I thought there was no gap anyway, so I turned in. Well, that's more like the content that I want to produce. I saw Sander struggling with the grip and just went side by side. I don't like these tabs or overlays ahead of or on the top of the cars. Rouge is not flat out anymore, or maybe it is. Sander behind is taking it flat. The softs are not really cooling down. Still touching the 80 Celsius. Maybe 5 degrees less than before, but still hot enough. I think the cutoff would be when it goes slightly wet. So now it's drizzle and damp, and then it's gonna be drizzle or light rain and slightly wet. I'm just looking on the radar and seeing the GTs wiggle on the exits and just hoping that they don't lose it into my car. So 15, yeah, ideally I do at least 1 or 2 more laps. And then I should somehow manage the second stint. Still flat out, but I lifted a bit. P4 is joining in the fight. Oh, Marius, yeah, you got, I think you got the penalty because you have used all the virtual energy. Like the rule is that you must never run out of virtual energy, otherwise you have used more than the rules allocate you energy-wise per stint. Tough luck, Luca. Yeah, I saw a lot of carnage at the start in the rear view mirror. We'll have to check the replay. But the carnage was like... It started happening right after it went green and it didn't stop happening until the final crash into Lecombe. Oh, McConnell has went off, I see, anyway. Oh, it's the lights back again. Looks like when it gets dark enough, or wet enough, some weird light source turns on the Stavello exit. Maybe it's already on the threshold between softs and wets, but surely not worth boxing for wets now. Well, Luca, it should be like that, right? Because my softs now, yeah, they are dropping 70 Celsius. And rears are 67. This is the same temperature as in the MFD. And then Michi is pulling a gap on Sander a bit. And the mediums are a lot... Oof, okay. Thought for a moment I will have less gap than it was apparent, but we survived. The softs should really like these conditions compared to mediums, but I don't know if it's that important. In the night of Le Mans races, if it's like full night cycle, the softs are surely a lot better. But I keep going. Just cannot afford getting a snap in high speed. That would be uncatchable. It's locking up a bit, so we need to move brake bias further rearward. Yeah, probably the softs were the good choice. But it depends, like yesterday when I did this race, it started raining around this point. So then mediums would be maybe having an advantage already. There is more and more of reflection on the surface, so more and more water. And PC is cutting more and more as well. It's giving me the space. Honestly, I'm just waiting for the next stage of rain to come. Well, we are, yeah, 6+ seconds of pace, but what if it stops raining now? Maybe I would gain a second or two by boxing. But if it stops raining, I lose much more. But let's see. Does Michi box? Michi stays out. Nobody's boxing. Well, Jeroen, it stopped training yesterday. Towards the end of the race, despite the forecast being rainy. Everyone wants to be a hero and staying on softs and doing unthinkable driving to make advantage over others. But chicken in for wets, but yeah, it most likely will go wetter and wetter. I don't know, I want to do another lap. I think generally everybody's just programmed to box when it turns slightly wet, and it turned slightly wet now, so I have to give it to you guys, and I should have listened to you, but well. Nobody else boxed, so I'm not losing anything. Yeah, a bit further rear. I was in the 51s yesterday. Kind of just want to stay out for no reason at all. No, I have to box. 22, I hope the fuel is good. Alright, Michi is boxing as well. Oh, that's unlucky. Such a nice game mechanics to rotate the cars. Yeah, yesterday it stopped raining, so like I thought maybe there is some chance that it will stop, that this drizzle will stop, and then maybe the rain comes back later. But yeah, Daniela for sure. Yeah, it's too easy. But then like watching that Porsche in the real Le Mans 24, staying out on softs in the wet night, and I was just waiting for him to spin out, but he just didn't spin out. He was just driving on the very slow limit of his grip that he had, but he was just stable. But yeah, probably the soft or the slicks should be becoming way trickier in these conditions, or like, not trickier but slower. So where is the... there is the car.
How many percentage did you take?
93. You?
85.
Oof.
But yeah, I went out of the rig and came 10 seconds too late or so.
Oh no. Yeah, there is a lot more grip on the wets. Why is the pit request not disappearing? Oh, I should show you guys what happens if you forget about the battery, but you have your warning systems ready. I'll just decrease the rear ARB by a click like yesterday. This is not even close to flat. Yeah, about unsafe releases, they never implemented any game mechanics like that. Well, I got a penalty for unsafe release from a live steward in LMVS. That was the most ridiculous thing that ever happened to me in sim racing. There you go, first warning. And then I brake a bit more. And you will see bright red on my steering wheel. Like this. And then I know I have to go full motor map. To be honest, the red color on here should have been visible enough, but I'm seemingly too blind to see it. Or at least I was yesterday. So yesterday I crashed, but today I will not crash. Actually, the full motor map now was quite nice, although it didn't activate yet, right? On that exit of Stavelo, usually it already activates the four-wheel driven hybrid. And then it's a bit understeery, but now I don't think I was going 190. Yeah, Luca, I know that it's not really a bug, like it's a feature that helps you with it, but I mean it's a bug when you have the correct tire but it still keeps requesting, right? We had such a crazy battle before, but now we are just so spread around. I wonder how Kalash lost so much time in the pit stop time. Was it just the mediums or what? The higher motor map, I don't know, like in this corner it would help maybe on the exit. I'm gonna try to observe the speed out of Stavelo if it's actually exceeding 190 kph. Yeah, I think it's just too slow for the hybrid to even become apparent. It stopped raining. Well, guys, decide where you want to put your cars. Yeah, like it's not 100% sure that it's gonna rain, right? It's 75 or something like that by default. If you put, what is it called, light rain or medium rain or whatever in the settings, even offline it puts it to 75. It keeps requesting, now it thinks it's soft territory. But it could start raining again for the last part of the race. So that would be last, what, 25 minutes? 30 minutes? For now I just have to stay out.
Question, do you believe you're short on fuel?
Thinking, like if it doesn't rain anymore, then potentially. But maybe just one lap max. I think I should be fine.
Yeah, I thought with the rain being that early.
And no, there is no rain, so...
Yep. You got to love it.
It's gonna be dry in no time because of how fast the evaporation is in LMU. They have to fix it.
Yeah, I have 18 laps to go from here. At this pace.
Of fuel or actual race?
Of actual race, and fuel I got 17.1. but
guys gonna
obviously
crash.
rain or no rain.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's see. I mean, I'll keep going until like 25 minutes. But the issue is that it will just dry up so quickly at some point. And hi Luca, and yes, finally Tiny Pedal. I just need to figure out what all this strategy help with the fuel and the energy means. Which is closing in quite fast. Scary. I'll adjust my hit menu just in case. Oh no. I guess it keeps requesting because it wants me to be on softs. Still says quick, slightly wet, but that's off, like off the racing line. I can't pit without adding virtual energy. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna leave my strategy on what it is. But it's a gamble. It can start raining at any point. And most likely, more likely than not at least, it should start to rain. He seemed like he was going to give me space on the outside. I don't even know why I saw that, but yeah, would have been quite unsafe. But again, we survived. Well, Luca, it's not like that. The first slot is just for the race start, like initial conditions. Like it's a bit misleading, it's not 0, 25, 50, 75. So like the second slot usually starts happening during formation lap or during lap 1. So the last slot is not 20% of the race, but it could be more like 25 or 30 even.
If one knew this, keeping the soft tire would have been correct.
Yes, yes. But this is practically dry now. The balance is still good. Just mustn't overload the tires. Oh, so Mitty is losing time on slicks or what? Yeah, probably that's a good call to move it a bit more forward. Well, Domi, if I win, I'm the best, otherwise I'm not. And Pete, yes, for sure. It would be a bit of a shame if it was exactly the same weather schedule for every single weekly race.
Yeah, I'm afraid this is everything I have with pace.
Yeah, please don't go much faster.
I can't. Regretting to have underfueled. Would have not spent more extra seconds out of the rig
Yeah.
and then...
But it could start raining any second now.
I'm doing a rain dance.
If it's like 25% of the race when the last weather setting comes into the play. What's 25% of 90? 22.5. Well, I mean, the safest thing now is just to stay on wet. Then Mitty, who is supposedly on softs. Well, McConnell is on softs as well now. If they start driving a lot faster, then it will become scary. But again, yeah, I give it 5 more minutes or so. Although it could be not just like 25%, but there is surely a couple of percent time-wise range where it starts to rain. But if there is no rain in like 4 laps still, then I don't know. It's not like the race is gonna be much longer, like it's just 26 minutes to go, so one will have to overcome the 12-13 lost seconds because of the tire change, plus the 20-ish for the drive-through. So that's for sure at least 4 or 5 laps. But at the moment we have, what, 12? Yeah, 12 more laps, 13 maybe. More rear ARB. Finish faster, yes. Okay. And meaty 2.7 faster, yeah, 2.7 is not enough. Well, I'm trying to finish as fast as possible. But it's still, what, 9 seconds of pace? Although I'm surprised that the slicks are therefore still over 5 seconds of pace. It's surely good to have a bit of a pace advantage in this phase. Yes, Joao, there is a plugin, or like that, there is a...
So does it stay dry if it doesn't start raining in the next lap?
Yeah. I think 2 more laps to give it. What is this guy doing?
We might get undercut here.
So in the standings I could add another column. So it's exactly 23, so that column would be then for the previous lap time, but I thought I should remove it. Although maybe it's useful in cases like this. So it was exactly 23 minutes to go. Which means what? If it was 22 minutes, then it would be 12 laps. But we are doing 2-minute 10s, which means that it's gonna be 12 laps still. Which means I need to fuel save a bit, potentially, if it doesn't rain. Hi, Mr. Bombastic. I have no idea what car number I have. I think it's just the first Peugeot in the 24 list. I'm watching the track, but is it somewhere on the fender? Ah, yeah, 93 copy. Understood. Mitch's rain dance is not working.
So no rain, right?
I don't know. Maybe. So 11 more laps. No. Oh, he's letting me through. Much appreciated. I will need to hold that tighter target, 3.9 virtual energy. And then if I box, 10 laps. I will... Oh, rain, yes! We're safe, ah! Oof. That was quite late, but alright. So it's 20 minutes. Although it will take again a couple of laps for it to become apparent on the grip. But if it starts to rain like this, it should keep till the end. And yes, it would be so much better if the rain worked not just like in 5 batches per race or per session, but if it was actually like consistently calculated. Like what would be the better word, like not digitally but like analogous throughout the stint. And that's not the best word either. Anyway.
I nearly went for the pits.
Yeah, can you imagine? I was thinking as well.
Yeah, I could fix my fuel issue with that.
Well, I have to fuel save as well, and I took 2 laps more of fuel, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a lap short at this stage. Like, I think it's 9 to go from here, but I have 8.4. I kinda hate the guesswork you have to do in the cockpit.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, in these conditions it's for sure a lot of guesswork because, well, lack of forecast and of radar.
Yeah.
And it's randomized, but it's randomized within those 5 brackets, right? And yes, Marius, for sure, if it was realistic, then the thread on the tire would be absolutely gone. I don't know how well RF2 and LMU physically simulate the wet thread, because, well, it's a physical model, it's like actual tire being constructed, and if it's grooved and so on, you can build the grooves and stuff like that. So I would assume that there is potential for it to be implemented, but maybe it has never been looked at. But even if it doesn't come out of the physical model, it's just so simple to make just one extra line of physics, like a multiplier that says, well, if we have such and such abrasion, then the wet multiplier is such and such. So just one more list, and then you can simulate it properly, almost. Well, not properly, but at least kind of realistically. Well, Jeroen, I can see those exact values as well here, right? Because those percents are just different representation of the words drizzle and light rain and slightly wet. Like I have the number rain 5 here, so 5 is drizzle. But it goes up in jumps, doesn't climb number by number, like it goes 5% for damp, 15 for slightly wet, 30 for wet, and so on, I think. And indeed, it's so much nicer when the races have a bit of rain. And I don't know why they don't put more rain more often. Well, it's not easy, but as it's currently implemented, it's not really difficult either. You just need to drive slower. There is no real, like, aquaplaning puddles. Track just dries all around, so there is no real dry and like drying line. So for now it's so simple. Although it's a shame because the physics engine supports or can support everything, but at the moment it's just not well tuned. Well, I hope that million people buy LMU, and then there will be time and money for the devs to make rain greater than iRacing. Change brake bias. I don't know, like I had a bit of a lockup, but I don't know if it was on the front or on the rear. Yes, I guess I need to move it back to the rear, right? Tire screeching. Why is tire screeching when it's wet? Is that realistic? I mean, it's not that wet, but still. Well, yeah, DLC is DLC. Well, to be honest, DLCs these times are very good and very important because we really need each track that's released much more than some other stuff. And also the GT3s that will be coming. Wait, we will get Alpine first, right? Alpine and Isota with one track, and then GT3s are coming. Well, Jeroen, I tried it earlier this race. Not sure if I ever tested it offline or anything, but it's easier to drive with wets in the dry than with slicks in the wet. Now these weird pixelated streaks of rain on the windshield are getting annoying. But the Viper is annoying as well. But maybe less annoying than the streaks. But where is... ah, this is the button. Now suddenly we have way too much fuel. But yeah, should be 5 easy laps to go. Michi has lost a lot of ground, I see. Has Micho done a mistake? He has Kalash coming in quite close. Right, so, okay, negative amount of fuel. Ah, I see, yeah. So the end...
We cannot shorten the race, can we?
No. The end thing is how much fuel I will have when I finish the lap. The race, I think, yeah. Used is, I guess, how much I used previous lap. Delta, I have no idea what is delta. And I don't know what's early laps and means is, well, self-explanatory. Save and pits, I have no idea. Well, but Michi didn't have that much of a fuel problem. Like when he said, it sounded like he just needs to save half a lap more. Anyway, just 4 more laps. Maybe the save and pits and stuff is probably working together with fuel saving or whatever, I don't know. Yeah, Jeroen, yesterday I overfueled as well. I took full tank and then emerged 10 seconds or 8 seconds behind Michi because he took the correct fuel. Well, then it went all downhill anyway. Well, the ratio is really cool because it calculates it. Well, I don't know if it takes average of just previous 2-3 laps or a longer average, but it's still quite nice because for now I just always took 1 lap and divided fuel usage by virtual energy usage, and that was my fuel ratio for the setup, and that's obviously not good. Or well, it was sufficient, but not perfect. I have frame drops like yesterday, like 131 FPS, but it feels smoother now without G-Sync. Although G-Sync supposedly doesn't work with overlays, but maybe it was causing further stuttering. Or maybe then the V-Sync, which normally works well with G-Sync, stopped working well, and then I had stuttering because of that. The fronts are locking up. Now it's light rain. Yeah, now it's as wet as it's ever been. Oh yeah, the guys who went for slicks, they're suffering now. Their call would have been really good if it didn't rain at all, but well, with 2 sections of the weather forecast for the, well, 4th and 5th of the forecast, with them both being wet, the greatest chance is that at least one of them will be wet, so they made a big gamble. And if it was slick now, then they would be closing in on me, and I would be probably saying otherwise, but yeah. Well, Daniela, I've read that, or like I watched some videos where people claim that if you have G-Sync on, then you need to put V-Sync on as well, because then it works differently and it works well with G-Sync. And there is so many videos, and there is a common theme among them, but many settings are just completely random between those video guides, so... Well, at the moment I just have it all turned off. And it's kind of smooth even with, well, 122 FPS now. Yeah, the sync, well, G-Sync is supposedly good in case, I don't know, like I thought that because I cannot always produce higher frame rate than the monitor frame rate, or yeah, well, 144 Hz. I'm often in like 120, 130, like that should be the good area for G-Sync to work in. But, well, I don't know. It kind of did work. Ooh. Did I brake late? Or did I just get the brake checked? Yeah, I've had good results in the past years. I mean, I've won some esports races with G-Sync on, so it cannot be too bad. Maybe in the end it just doesn't make so much of a difference.
Jesus, this is so wet now.
Yeah, well, it's not slightly wet, it's wet.
Yeah. I am slightly wet though.
To be honest, there is still a lot of grip around. And a lot of these weird lights. I think I saw some headlights without a car in Pujon. I can still really lean onto the tires and the car will do its job. Yeah, low latency on ultra. Yeah, look, I was doing exactly that. But still it was stuttering and micro-freezing often. And for now I have removed all syncs. Well, I haven't turned off the sync on the monitor itself, but I think it doesn't really work if you don't turn it in the GPU control panel anyway, but I'm gonna turn off that as well. I just don't know about that ultra low latency mode. I need to test it out. Okay, that car didn't T-bone me, that's nice. So yeah, indeed, Joao, 2 more sectors for the redemption. Then everybody will say Peugeot is OP. Yeah, there are headlights, like headlights without the car. Nice feature. I need to do something with the tiny pedal because these colors, like the red and the purple, like it's just shining out too much. I just wanted to comment on how atmospheric the experience is. Like it's gloomy, dark, wet, rainy. Looks very, very good. But then these red things are shining out. But this one is the worst and I cannot fix it. Well, I can fix it, but I would need to drive fast enough so that it wouldn't be red. But I cannot drive that fast in the wet. But anyway. Here we have the redemption. Should I let this guy do another lap? P1!
Congrats.
Thank you. Congrats on the fuel save.
Yep, 1.1% left.
Alright.
I'm done.
It could have been much more difficult in the end if it didn't start raining, right?
Yeah.
I was starting to sweat hard, but then the rain cooled me down.
Yeah, but as the rain came down, Callis was gaining as well.
I saw. So let's quickly check what happened at the start. Oh, we have the bug where the track is green. I saw that before. Yeah, the moss is growing on the surface. This is proper green track. Spoiler alert, the start was dry, not wet. So I think they had some crash. Oh no. I mean, this is quite unexpected move, or it could be claimed this is reactionary defense, because it's kind of a reaction to the car on the right trying to go for it, but yeah, there was still a bit of gap to do that move. And then Mr. Jack smashed into the poor Porsche. Oh no. Then the other Porsche. Oh no. Wait, who's that? Yeah, I mean, I can understand there is a gap. Honestly, when you start braking with the hypercars, that's here. And the gap was still there. And then you just like brake. But as pattern 1, it's always better to like be ready to back out of any move, because it just like squeezes together towards the apex and it's never gonna work. And we have nice start from Michi, nice brakes from Michi ahead. And then poor Luca got completely obliterated. But wait, at the top there were more crashes.
I think I got tapped in turn 1.
I'm just looking a little bit at the replay. Oh no. I don't know. It's just so painful because...
It was a bump. It felt like a tap.
Okay. Yeah, I'll rewatch turn 1. But this is just like...
Did
because
someone jump the start?
I don't think so. Yeah, I'm
That
looking
Porsche.
the Lecombe crash at the moment. Yeah, the braking zone is before
Mark
the curb.
seemed to have gone on the power early, and then I don't know what these guys were doing.
Yeah, I watched it already. I'm gonna check again.
Yeah.
But yeah. You kind of have to expect it because there is a queue of cars ahead and...
For Luca. Check. Oh.
And Mikhail was like lifting a bit and then slowly... He didn't even brake. Ah, he broke a bit, yeah. And then he released the brake when he saw the Porsche behind. Oh, pain for many guys. Yeah, SR is so easy to gain. James, you pitted. Yeah, it was so easy to mess up the strategy. Happy I stayed on wets, but yeah, I thought I messed up by staying on wets. This is the only thing when crash happened. Yeah. Yeah, with the experience that I have from all the races in the past, I would be braking here already just because I would be super scared of whatever's gonna happen ahead, especially with a big gap behind. But well, to be honest, the braking zone is still far down the line, like more than 50 meters. Yeah, but yeah, one has to expect and has to move into the clean air, so like if there is like a effect like this coming from ahead, you should be on the right side so you can overtake or, well, just lift. So let's check again if Michi got tapped. Nope. Well, Michi, you weren't tapped on my replay.
No, it was not. It was a bump. It felt like a tap. It's just on the very inside there is a bump. Jesus Christ, so I gained 6.4% on gold. And I'm literally full bar. Like even on the profile, full bar. I'm lacking second place on the quali.
Ah, for gold too.
Yeah. small f.
Just looking for lap 14. Wait, was this the lap where I... Yeah, that was the crazy lap. It looks more dramatic now because the real road is not rendering properly. It wasn't that wet. Yeah, and then I decided, like, he was kind of there and I decided I'm gonna go more to the right side. And then he started rolling backwards and I'm like, oh no. But luckily he did the correct thing and he locked the brakes. And you see why it's so important to lock the brakes. If he didn't go full brake, he would have smashed, like rolled right into me and I would have been able to do nothing about it. But he locked the brakes and we avoided the contact. And he actually stopped the car as well. So, guys, lock your brakes when you spin. It's just, on average, it's way more safer. And really thankful for him to have made the correct decision.
Okay, I'm off.
Alright, enjoy your evening.
Likewise.
Thank you, bye bye.
Bye bye.
Server threw me out, so let's see my ratings. Event history. Oh, I gained the most on the SR. Unfortunately, I'm already maxed out on SR, so... should be some good DR gain. 16.9. Alright. When did we have contact with Sander? He went around side of me, but he outbroke me. I don't remember this one. Anyway. What happened with my headphone? I think I ran out of battery. I hope the... we had the overtake. We had the overtake later on the same lap. Of course. Let me quickly look at that. I wanted to see that. Wait, my headphones suddenly stopped doing that feedback loop. 1, 2, 3. It's back. Okay. Replace. Load replay. See you, Marius. And well, I mean, to everybody who is in hurry and probably has already left the stream, thank you for watching and commenting and so on. But yeah, I'm just gonna quickly watch this. Is there a bit of a gap? You saw like red and blue part on the monitor, and there is like a diagonal line, but I thought there was like a gap inside at some point, which was kind of shining through some background words. Like the stream, yes, like and sub and share and all like that. Yeah, what's going on with my headset? Hello, where is the mouse? 68% battery. Okay, I don't know. Then it was a Discord issue. Yeah, the little overlay. If you mean that the red and the blue stuff that goes together, yeah, maybe just the animation broke. So we go straight to lap 14. Copy, Joao. Oh, actually, what was that GTE doing? Moving over to the left and then coming back at Sander. And then that scared Sander and he messed up. Oh, that's a Porsche moment. I could take a normal entry. Wait, who is Michi flashing? Ah, Michi flashed the GTE, I guess. I don't know. It's a bit of a silly move. Like in real life, the Porsche would be allowed to squeeze me out onto the gravel. But I had the grip, so I went around the outside and I was well enough alongside, so... Still got a bit of a push. If I was in the Ferrari and I clipped that curb, I would just stop turning. But the Peugeot takes it so well. Ah, this one, yeah, it's always tricky because you can't really carry it around the outside. But he tried to some extent, but yeah, luckily nothing major came out of this contact. And then I kind of squeezed Michi off. One could say this is like a gap that is always going to disappear, because at this point he's not yet alongside, and when he lifts he's still not really alongside, and the gap is far gone. But I did react a little bit to him, so slightly naughty from me. Ooh. Yeah, that's not what you should do in this corner. If you do that, then most of the times the curb will absolutely kill you. And not only you, but also the car that's on your right. I think Michi got illegal overtake there. Yeah, he got illegal overtake, so he had to lift. More bonks. Well judged switchback. And another bonk. Alright, well, let that be it for today. Who was the GT? Guess I can quickly revert. We want to see the names. Nice replay bug. Well, I don't know him. I don't know how to pronounce even that. Kuelar. I don't know. Either way. Exit. And yeah, iRacing, both of you would have been punted into next racing week. Exactly. Now the racing is quite good. The cars are stable. It's still easy to crash off and punt somebody else off, but at least it's on rubber tires, so rubber is doing the rubber job. Mr. Bombastic, I wish, but I don't think so. Probably next year. I think they just need to release all the hypercars and the GT3s, and then it would be so nice if there was like a season that would be done like parallel to the real WEC. Probably the tracks will not be correct for the 25 season, but can work around it, right? Let's see. Yeah, driver swaps, of course, and fix all the crashes and make the cuts consistent. A lot of work to be done. 25 is same as 24. Okay, that's good. Studio 397 is not forced to produce any content then. They just need to fix things and add features that can only mean good things. So Andy, good luck. Enjoy the fixing. But it's gonna be so good when like 3-4 extra tracks come and all the GT3s. There's gonna be suddenly double the variety of racing. And then Verstappen will come and find one rogue bug and it's gonna be all over. Yeah, the Aston needs to be made on pace. Cuts, well, let's see. The Spa cuts have been reasonable, apart from that Ray Dillon Apex cut bug where you could sometimes just completely straight line it without any penalty. But yeah, Le Mans is broken completely. It's just not drivable. That one needs to be fixed. Better than VC, yeah, maybe. VC is coming soon, right? I have not done a lap yet at Spa with the McLaren 720. Coming soon, looking forward. Anyway, my COVID throat is gonna say that it's had enough of talking. Is Saturday already test race? It is, right? Yeah. No, it's in 2 weeks. I don't know. 3. Yeah. So 3 hours VC this Saturday, and then in 2 weeks it's the actual race already. Fun times coming. All right. Well, I'm heading off. So thank you for watching. Thank you for all the comments and the likes. Much appreciated. I hope you liked my redemption. P3 yesterday, but P1 today. Andy, we were talking about virtual endurance championship. So it's R Factor 2 series. And it's season start or like pre-season race for that. And yeah, remastered, of course. Have a good night, good evening, good day. See you next time. Bye.